back to the channel today, guys, and thanks for stopping by once again. As you can see here, we've finally put the Tamiya Boomerang together. Now this one turned out absolutely awesome. I had completely different plans with this one to build a winger, and I've had this kit for some time now and always wanted to build the winger, but I figured while I build the chassis, I'll put it together, I'll do the body and sort of do the box art boomerang, because I do think the white and the red and the blue really stands out, and I think it come together quite awesome. So I do actually have another boomerang chassis, so I may build that and then build myself the winger separate, or you know, I can interchange the two bodies between the two cars. So today's video, we'll just run over some little some issues that I had with the build, some tips, some tricks, a few little things that I did change to try and sort of sort out some of the issues that I had with the car. So once again, thanks for sticking by through 2023. It's 2024 now while this video is out. And, you know, what have we got planned for this year? Well, I plan on not actually buying any kits this year unless there's something super special. Now, I have already pre-ordered some, so some will arrive this year. But I do have a backlog of kits in storage that I do need to build, and I've got some doubles. Plus, I've got some cars that I have built in the past sort of 12 months that I haven't even taken out for a run yet. So the plan is to get more run videos on the channel, finish up some projects that I've been working on for a while, just because last year was a little bit of a write-off, just didn't have the time. So 2024, we're starting strong, and I think the last month since I have been putting videos out again, it's definitely shown. The subs are up, and you know, it's always nice to see those familiar faces in the comments down below. And just a quick reminder, if you do watch the videos and you like the content, or you want to see some more RC stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button, chuck a comment down below, and we'll do our best to get some things on the channel. So some of the things that I do notice, and I've sort of picked these up over the years, sort of building certain cars, is there's some weak spots on this car. Obviously, the top and bottom arms, or anywhere where there's those screw pins, the self-tappers. Little trick that you can do with that one is just get yourself a lighter, probably 3 to 5 seconds, just heat that thread up, and you will notice that it'll tap. It's the thread super nice, goes into the plastic like butter, and it'll actually create a solid thread, and it will go through and not stretch the plastic at the same time. So that's a quick little tip that you can do with this one. And I also had some issues with the suspension on this one. So even the rear suspension and the front monoshock, I personally felt that it was too long. So I put some spacers in there, and we can already see, even with hopefully you can see this on camera because it's a little bit frustrating. Even with spacers, you'll see how the front dog bones slightly bind. There's really not much you can do about that. When the car is on the ground under it's just a slight little bit of its own weight, it rolls smooth. And after just taking this for a quick blast around on the driveway, I can actually already feel that it's maybe worn in a little bit, and hopefully as they wear a little bit more, that'll be less obvious. But with the factory setting of that front monoshock off the ground, it was terrible. So a couple of spacers like I just had in that little picture there has solved that dramatically. And with the rear suspension and also with the front monoshock, I just found that there wasn't I haven't really experienced it before on other Tamiya kits, and I've built a lot of Tamiya kits with these exact same springs, is the rebound. Though it was almost like the shafts were too big for the sort of the plastic piston, the hole out the end of the piston. So I had seen a while ago someone had swapped the black O-rings that come with these shocks to the red ones. So I don't know whether the red ones are softer. So I swapped out the black O-rings that go into the end of the pistons here for red ones that I just had laying around, and the shocks work tremendously. So that could be another little tip if you are having issues with the shocks. And I feel that the rear springs are too soft, and you have to actually use the supplied spacers, where usually I don't like to use those, but on this kit it does go together quite nicely. So while we're talking tips and tricks on how to build the Boomerang, another thing is if you put the body on, obviously you decal up the body and the wing is separate, and as you can see you have the where it says, you know, the racing and the Boomerang stickers, to get them in a line with the body. So obviously I'll put some pictures up here. So if you put the body on the car, then mount the wing, then you can line up those decals before applying them. So that's the best way to do that. And because this one here, I've just left it as a silver can motor, the speed control that I had laying around was one of the Tamiya TBL04S speed controllers. Now it does brushed and brushless. Now don't usually use them, but for this one here, we're just going to keep a silver can in it. I did put the 15 tooth pinion in it, and I was actually quite surprised on how this one actually ran. So all in all, this has come together quite nice. Now there are a few upgrades that you can do to the Boomerang. Now I actually did try and do the front universal shafts to try and eliminate some of that step and sort of steering issues. So another little tip there before we go too much further is make sure you've got yourself a controller system where you can actually adjust the endpoints of your steering. So I've got this turned down to about 60%. Anything further than that, I tend to, you know, the dog bones start binding on the drive cups. So turn down your steering rate, and it still turns absolutely fine with the 60%. And it's not uncommon that on a lot of kits here you do have to adjust your endpoints for your steering. So that's another little tip as well. But all in all, it's a fantastic car. Like I said, I did plan on building the Winger, but absolutely fell in love with this one. Now we'll take this one out, we'll do a run video, a separate video. Some other things, like I mentioned before, the front universal shafts. Now I do actually have a set of those, and I tried to put them in, but they were too long and they were actually binding worse than the standard dog bones. Now they're the DFO2. They're 70mm. Now I actually think you probably need about a 68mm universal shaft set for these ones. So I took them back out, so that didn't really work. And I think I had the same problem in the Super Hot Shot here. I tried to put the DFO2 front universals in that as well, and found that it bound worse than the dog bone. So that's maybe people out there can avoid spending the money on those universals. But all in all, it's a fantastic kit. And you know, if we take it out, we may the DFO3 and the Tamiya dual block tyres that I've got over here. Now these are Schumacher tyres, but the dual block tyres that I've got on this one up here and the DFO3 wheels are an option wheel set for this one. So that's about it for the build. One thing that people probably are wondering, now you do get some bearings in this one, but I think it was just in the gearbox you get bearings and some bushings. Now I've gone and bought myself a full set of Plague bearings. So Plague bearings are not sponsored or anything by them, but they're here in Australia and they do a fantastic job. I think Gav over at RC Kicks has got a discount code, so if you put RC Kicks in, I think you get 10% off. So that's a nice saving for people that are upgrading their cars to bearings. So that's it for today's video, just a quick one. Once again, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.